morning, everyone. Welcome to the Ellis County Commission meeting. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Will the clerk please call roll?
Commissioner Neil Younger,
Present.
Chair Nathan Liker,
Here.
Commissioner Michael Burgess.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. The order of business, there will be 2 executive sessions at the end of our regular agenda. Are there any changes to do? Okay. Seeing none, we will move to the consent agenda. Any questions or comments on that?
I have none.
Nope. I'll move to approve consent agenda items A through G.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, consent agenda is approved. At this time, anyone from the public that wish to speak? Seeing none, we will move on. The monthly financial report. Has everybody had a chance to look through that?
Looks good.
Okay. I have no questions or comments, and everything seemed to be in order. At this time, we'll have K-Camp Risk Management Award.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Patrick Smith. I am the new risk manager at K-Camp, and we like to personally congratulate you on receiving the Risk Management Award and taking care of the criteria that it takes to receive the Risk Management Award. It usually goes out to our members that take the steps to reduce a lot of the property losses and the property losses and other things that help you receive this reward. So we'd like to present this check for $4,831.87 for your efforts in reducing the cost coverage for your county. And we'd also like to thank everybody, all the staff that help coordinate the duties and all the other criteria that it takes to receive this award.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Do we need to come up and do a picture, or what do we need?
If you guys want a picture, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll take a
Take a picture for Kit.
Don't pass up a photo.
Yeah, pictures.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You don't have the big check?
I'll try to incorporate my balls here.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Nice to meet everybody.
Yep. Thanks for coming out. Good to see you.
You too.
Thank you.
Chase you down there.
Chasing you down.
All right.
Darren, you want to say what we're going to use it for?
Power button, the other one shuts off, this one should print it on. Okay.
Darren, you want to say what we're going to use that funding for?
My microphone, so Lori don't get mad at me. Darren Myers, County Administrator. The plan for that reimbursement is to help assist pay with our learning management tool that we have with UKG. Basically, it's a program that we can use to help fulfill some of these needs, but also provide training to our employees. It's a platform that has thousands of different training videos that range from safety principles and practices to HR management stuff for staff to just regular guided or classes on like Excel and Word, Office Suite and things like that to just slips, trips, and falls, all those different types of things. So we have that implemented, and part of that gets us credit for this, but that was the offsetting cost that we were planning on using this to offset the cost for.
Also associated with this is some of the, like our driving and how we train our individuals to drive and defensive driving techniques. Is that that was part of this as well.
Yeah, there's two levels to the risk management award. K-Camp has two tiers. You have to, they've been doing it differently in the past 2 years. That there's a criteria to get like a 1 to 2%, and then a criteria to get 2 to 4%. This is the first year that the county's actually received this. And within each of those tiers, there's about 5, 6 different things that you have to have. You have to actually, I'll pick on the commissioners since there's only us in the room, but there's actually, the commissioners, to get part of this, has to go through local governance training. But there's other stuff from every employee, every employee that drives has to have driver training class every 3 years. Last year, we had Todd Heilman with KHP come out to our in-service day. They have to have certain internet safety protocols that we have in with our HR department. The jail has to have certain things. Our staff has to go, all managers have to go through a certain amount of training. It's, I guess you can't see it on our screen, but it's in the agenda packet. There's a 2-page document that lists all the different things to be able to get there, and it's 1 to 3, and then 3 to 6, and we got just under 2% of that requirement of our annual contribution, and they actually reduced it. It should have been more, about I think they said about $8,000, but since they reduced it to try to get more people involved, they had to reduce it because they got more people involved. So when they took their budgeted amount, our $7,000 was not going to be enough if everybody would have got their full amount, so they reduced it as proportionally from each county that participated, and that's why we only got that $4,000 or so check.
Okay.
So we'll continue to work on it. They're thinking about making some changes. The bad news is that if some of those changes, the way they seem to be looking that they're going to make, is if you, that on that first page, at that tier 1 level, if there is one thing in there that somebody does not do, that basically eliminates you from doing anything or getting any premium discount. So, like having a risk management coordinator, safety inspection of all facilities, and employee handbook, which we do have a safety handbook, online training, defensive driving every 3 years, power backup for vaccine alarms, documented roof maintenance program. Like I say, once you get on here, into that next step is that annual governance training for the Board of Commissioners. If we don't have that done, we aren't eligible for any of that second tier. So safety meetings, we have to have quarterly safety meetings, and there's a required amount of people that have to be there from each department, each facility, and certain levels, elected officials to the attorney's office, et cetera, buildings and grounds, HR, admin. If one person doesn't attend that meeting and you don't have somebody that's in there as an alternate, you're basically ineligible. So
Oh. Okay.
probably a little bit more than you wanted to know, but it's pretty, it's a good thing if you can complete it all, even if we don't get the return check. It's a percentage of what your actual annual contribution is to K-Camp. Even if we don't get anything, we're still doing things together as with the safety team. They're the ones that help push all this through and get it done. We're still trying to do things to avoid risk and make things safer.
Okay. Very good. So, picking on us commissioners, do we need to step up and do more? I mean, we've completed new commissioner training or orientation, I know that.
So, so like for the county commissioners, some of the resources that they can have for that annual governance, they have 5 bullet points. You can do classes from KAC. You've probably seen those. They have the Foundations of County Government courses that you could take. The new county commissioner orientations for when new commissioners usually start, that's in January, which I know I think each of you over your courses have been to that when you first came commissioners. There's KAC webinars. There's LKM Municipal Training Institute, and other training if pre-approved by K-Camp. So if there's some other things you possibly might go to that maybe attended at the KAC conference that would have to do with risk management, they might qualify that as well.
Okay. I'll have to look into that going forward. Next on our agenda, the Schmidt Foundation donation.
On April 11th, 2004, the county fire department responded to a grass fire that started from a UTV in the far northeast part of Ellis County on the Sweetwater Ranch. Over that time of April 11th, 12th, and 13th, the county fire department had 59 firefighters. Actually, on that first day, 59 firefighters responded from all 6 different county fire departments. And they were out there for an average about 10 hours apiece, but they had just about 600 hours that day in fighting that grass fire that spread over 7 miles from that location to the southeast. After that, the next couple days, the firefighters went out there because it was in some ravine areas and some trees and brush and everything. They were out there several times putting out hot spots for some of the owners just to ensure that nothing sparked back up and blew off again. Since that time, Gary Shorman with the Schmidt Foundation, since the Schmidt Foundation is, I think, a partial owner or works with that ranch, he had reached out to us at the fire department and asked if they could do anything, and I kind of gave him some ideas and visited him about it. On the November the 6th, the county fire department had their annual meeting, and the Schmidt Foundation, part of this funding that the Schmidt Foundation gave the fire department was to offset that expense of the meals for all the firefighters that attended training or that class that night. And then we looked at, with the Forestry Service that had given us that UTV that needed some repair work and everything. And then for public education, since we're starting to do that more with kids and have an annual open house and have that, we gave them the idea that we could help offset the cost to upfit that UTV with a pump and tank and all the fittings to get a UTV that would be more suitable for that area up where they're at, as well as buying that inflatable bounce house, which you can see a picture that's in the agenda of that fire truck that's up next to a burning building. It's an obstacle course. So that $10,000 has been allocated to partially pay for the meal that the county fire department had, and then pay for the offsetting costs of upfitting that UTV, and then assisting with the purchase of that bounce house. That was also partnered with, as you saw last week, from the Buckeye Wind Farm. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them for that donation. That was very kind and generous of them. I know everybody pays their property taxes as to help fund the fire department, but occasionally different landowners or homeowners, et cetera, do donate things to the fire department, and they would like to see specific things done with those dollars. And this is just another example of that. The Schmidt Foundation does a great amount of good things for our community, and this is another one, and I just wanted to make sure it was on the agenda so they had the recognition.
It's great. I remember that day we declared emergency status and had a Black Hawk helicopter come in. So we greatly appreciate what the Schmidt Foundation does for our community and our county.
Yeah, I also thank the Schmidt Foundation, and now that we're talking about this, how is that coming along? Are we progressing a little bit on that ATV or UTV?
Assistant Chief Panel and I talked about it yesterday a little bit more. He's going down to Simpson Farm because as another part of this, Simpson Farm heard about it, and they actually donated a pump for that UTV. We just need to, he's going down there, I think, today to try to get a tank ordered that would fit in that back seat and get it mounted, so that way we can then start linking everything together with the hose reel and the fittings and the plumbing to get everything connected.
Okay,
So the motor has been replaced, the tires have been replaced, and it runs and operates great now.
So we have to thank Simpsons also for doing that. How
Correct.
nice. Our community gets together like that. Okay.
Okay. Well, at this time, we'll go to the county administrator report.
I have nothing on, other than thanking the commissioners for your support in our holiday appreciation dinner that we had Saturday night. Each of you were out there, and I heard a lot of good comments, and I'm hoping that they also came to you and told you thank you as well. It's a lot of work. Had about 260 people there with employees and their families or spouses, so once again, appreciate your support in that and letting them have that holiday dinner. So that's all I got.
Okay. County Commission reports. Commissioner Burgess?
Well, I went to the KAC. I was there in body, not much in spirit. I apologize to those that did go and participated, and the taxpayers for sending me there. I basically ended up holding up in my hotel because I did not feel well at all. I very much enjoy that conference, but just could not participate very well this year. Appreciate the county employees and all they do. It's more than a pleasure to put on that dinner. I attended that and had a great meal with it. And then I want to congratulate Chuck White on his retirement.
Commissioner Younger?
Yes, I too also went to the KC, and there were some interesting things there, and learned quite a little bit there, and also thank all the employees that were involved and all the others that put this Christmas party on. There's a lot of work to that. I think going forward, I think we need to maybe get a little bit more help, especially the cleanup part of it and the preparation. I know what that's all about. Takes a lot of hours, but everybody's got things going on at that time. So, and also I want to thank Brendan. Got some compliments on a subdivision that he's been working on. So he's not here, but if he watches, and there's people thanking him. And same with the Christmas party. There's a lot of people come up to me and thank me. So, and then I also did go to Chuck White for, his little deal. It's going away retirement, and every day's Saturday now for him. And I missed the first one at the EMS, but I caught the one going home that night. So that's all I have.
Okay. Well, again, thank you to the people for sending us to KAC. It's always a good time to be there, network. I'd like to thank all of our staff and other elected officials that did attend that. Upon visiting with other counties in the state, we probably don't show as much appreciation to our elected officials that we have and our staff and our administration. So I want to personally thank everyone at this time for that, because they do a great job. So, and also congratulations to Chuck on his retirement. Wish him well in his next endeavors. So, and then again, the holiday party, did attend that and had a lot of compliments on that. And thank you to Darren and Rain. Is it Rain?
Rusty?
Rusty. I knew it started with an R. I apologize, but Rusty, for the meal prep that they did. It turned out excellent. So anyway, that's all I have. So with that, we will move on to our executive sessions.
Okay, I move to the Board of County Commissioners recess to an executive session for 10 minutes under the following exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act pursuant to the non-elected personnel matter exception. The subject to be discussed during the executive session is the health director. Those attending, us three commissioners, Mr. Bill Jeter and Mr. Darren Myers. And we will be back at 8:55. Give us a little bit of.
Okay,
At 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So you want to go 9? 9:02. No decisions were reached during the executive session. At this time, we have one more executive session.
Okay, motion for the executive session, I move the Board of County Commissioners recess to executive session for 10 minutes under the following exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act pursuant to non-elected personnel matter exception. The subject to be discussed during the executive session is personal matter, and those attending, 3 commissioners, Darren and Bill Jeter.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We return at 9:15.
Yeah, because that one's gonna take a little longer, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Bobby.
You guys are making the motion.
resumes at 9:21. No decisions were reached during the executive session. We will adjourn, with no further business, we'll adjourn the meeting at 9:21.